The Fusesaver is a device that we're going to connect onto our overhead line system on the spurs that onto rural connections. This is designed to minimise the customer interruptions and provide better customer service on overhead line faults.
The main benefits for the Fusesaver is that we don't need to send men out to site to replace fuses, because currently we'd use fuses to protect those spurs, and now by installing these devices we can have remote control. And what this allows us to do is have that remote capability, which allows us to monitor the load as well as understand what's happening on the network.
UK Power Networks, in particular for the Fusesaver product, have actually contributed quite significantly to the product's development. We now have an open version of the product, which effectively means that fuses can be eliminated from the network. Return on investment on the Fusesaver is typically between 1 and 2 years. This has been an experience around the world and has been borne out by our experience with UK Power Networks.
We've really innovated with Siemens, and what we've got now is a single shot recloser, which from a SCADA perspective fits with us and also works on the network with regards to protection.
The operating speed of the Fusesaver is great. They operate very quickly, so when the live line teams are working downstream, they are very well protected, and in the event of an incident happening, they should clear the fault very quickly.
This is something that we've been looking at for some time. The Fusesaver product has been used around the world but hadn't been used in the UK yet. So when Siemens sort of took the product on, in working with them, we looked to sort of see how we could exploit it. We see it as a good economic alternative to some of our sort of fuse technology at the moment.
The Fusesaver reduces the number of maintenance call-outs to effectively zero. Currently what we would have is fuses or auto-sectionalizing links or smart fuses governing spurs, and in order to get the line back up and getting the customers back on supply, we'd need to send a man out to site to do so. With the Fusesaver, that's completely mitigated, because with remote control functionality and the auto-reclose functionality, we can basically restore customers without having to send a man to site.
Our customers will benefit from the use of the Fusesaver on 2 separate occasions. If there is a transient fault, that is something that may be caused by a branch falling off a tree and hitting the line, the Fusesaver device will operate and then reclose after a delay. Where the fault is a permanent fault, then the device will operate and it will signal to us. That will enable us to respond much more quickly to knowing when customers are without power.
UK Power Networks has a lot of overhead line in the east of England and the southeast of England. And on those overhead networks there are many spurs. And what we need is a cost-effective solution to manage all the spurs and therefore keep the main lines on supply and therefore the customers on supply. And the Fusesaver enables us to do that by having great flexibility in the way it can grade as well as the ease of installation.